Welcome back. Well, I slept quite a bit. Well, sometimes you just have to hit the snooze button on the alarm a few times and get that extra hour, I suppose. It's a little bit after 9. Usually start these videos like 8:30. Got up, started coffee, got something to do. Gooder news. Sales went back up, or they typically should be. I have no idea what happened. I don't control the lack of sales. All I know is that I have to buy stuff, picture, list, wait for it to sell. The average for the past at least couple of years, a good average that I've had is usually 10. Mostly of that 10 and above is going to be 13, 14 sales a day. And that's going to be 250, give or take, all the way up to 500, 600. So from yesterday when the mail came to when I'm making this, there's 15 sales for 427, which falls right in pretty much that $30 range where most of my sales are. It's that volume, selling the volume. The sales from yesterday before the mail came to the day before when they had to go out. So basically what would have been a video yesterday was only like 6 sales or 5 sales, and one was an auction. The sales from, not the ones that this video is going to be about, was a $15 DVD, $17 CD, $9 sewing pattern, $23 pair of frames, that card lot, which was 99 cents. I think I got $31 total, and it cost like $12 to ship out, and a $14 DVD. So that would have been everything that was packaged up and went out yesterday. But I asked for what needs to get picked, packaged, and put out for today. Let's find out what they are. This 6-disc Elizabeth Esser, whatever, don't even have the word Elizabeth on it, but Esser 6-disc audiobook, $40. Pioneers of Television DVD, $12. Adam 12 Season 2 DVD set, $28. Imaginary Friend DVD, $49. Swiss Family Robinson multi-disc DVD set, $20. Saturday Night Live, the early years DVD set, $42. The Meaning of the City paperback, got 2 of these. Don't remember where I got them. They don't have any markings of anything left over from a sticker. I want to say I got them at the Discovery store in Chardon, and if I did, they were 50 cents, and if they weren't 50, they were 25. But $14. 2 separate buys, same buyer, Leslie Sansone DVDs, $11, $30. Snagit software for whatever purpose, $33. Hillsong DVD, $10. The Hustles and Van McQuay, $11. I think I had it up for $14, $15. I've had it since, I want to say, July of last year or the year before. I'd have to look at the date stamp. I did when it sold, so that way I can ensure that if I'm going to take a lower offer, something that's been around for a while. To me, anything that's been around for 6 months, somebody sends me a feasible offer, take it, go. Take it and go. Russell Peters, comedian. Steely Dan, Citizen, disc number 4, $15. Now I still have the Steely Dan. So this has 4. Well, if it's disc 4, there's 4 discs that go to this in a booklet in a box. I have that in its entirety. That's only $25, $30 for the box and the entire box set. This one sold for $15. Volume 1 sells for $15 to $20. Just those 2 combined, I can make as much money than I would selling the entire box. So I may just sell just the booklet, go out to try to make an extra 15 bucks, 20 bucks maybe on selling those individually, or put that together with that rarer Steely Dan 2 disc set, book of layers, liars, whichever, and another Steely Dan might just do that. I did that with Jimmy Buffett. I had a bunch of Jimmy Buffett stuff before he passed. And then he passed. Some of that stuff sold fast. And then there was mainly because it was still priced really low. And then I started buying more Jimmy Buffett stuff. And then that stopped selling because the panic buy, I guess, I don't know. Same thing that happened with Toby Keith when he passed. There was a couple 2 disc ones that I would buy of his, but when he passed, it just started selling like crazy, and I would then buy a bunch of it when I would say, well, scan it first, make sure it's still decent price, and then eventually a bunch just kind of accrued, and they weren't selling. I think I might have one more, and then eventually I just put a whole bunch of Toby Keith stuff together and got like 120 bucks or something for I think 2 DVDs. It's like Beer with My Horses DVD was one. Another one was like the country music channel, country music television bio something on him, and then like 10 or 12 different CDs. And there was one that still regularly it sold for about 40 bucks. So everything all combined was well worth it. But little tangent on that. No Surrender, Hiro Onoda. So if you're not privy to this individual or the few people that did the same thing this guy did. So this guy stayed in the woods, and I want to say it was China or Cambodia or Vietnam, Japan, and protected himself and his country, not knowing that the war had ended 15 years prior, and he was living in the woods. So Mr. Ballin, strange, dark, and mysterious, Mr. Ballin did a small video on him. I want to say maybe like Scary Interesting or someone else did one, but there's plenty of videos about this guy and the few others that did what he did as well. So had this one for a while, had it way before I even knew of the videos. I would just look something up, like, oh, that's interesting. But I got 28 bucks for it. Nope, I'm not losing money, that's for sure. But it stuck around for a while. Glad to see it go. In this nice old vintage, not working, it does not work, does not power on, old Casio calculator, old Sharp calculator, $48, and it's international. The guy has $68 all in on this. Granted, if he can fix it, they're over 100 bucks working. So parts not working, yeah. So when I got this, I remember getting it. I remember I was in the I can see the inside of the store. The store location is eluding me now, but little things like this, I will buy like these oddball electronics and things. I still do stuff like that because they still can sell well, just not fast. If it was working, yeah, it was so fast. I did put the little button batteries in it, and nothing happened. Or maybe 1 digit came on wrong or something. It's been up for a while, probably a year. But when I typed in the model number, I'm like, well, that's definitely worth it for me to buy, even if it doesn't work. There are 2 international sales in there, so total of what it would be is $383. Then you have everything else, non-product prices bump that up to $427. So $383 out of 15 still really isn't that bad. $200 a day for what would then come over as a net payout. It's $1,400 a week net payout, and I need to have or my goal is an absolute minimum of 1,000 a week, and 93.167% of the time, it's 1,000 plus, well over 1,000 plus. Very rarely is it less than that. So now, with it's a month away until daylight saving kicks back for those of you living in the areas where that's still a thing. Here in Ohio, it is. So with that coming in next month, I'm starting to kind of do some planning on where I want to go to, like go out to Salem and Columbiana, which is an hour and a half. Columbiana, Salem is farther east. It's a couple more towns until you get to the PA border. There's 6 or 7 thrift stores right there in Salem and Columbiana. 2 of them, the Habitat for Humanity in Salem has the 2 times I've been there, their disc media section is tucked all the way in the back, and their book section is quite large. It's generically organized, but it's quite large. California Dream, California Dreams, California Dream, whatever that is. The title was a show in the 90s, soundtrack. I don't know if I've done one of these videos of me with that specific CD. I don't think so. I think it's in an earlier video where I kind of talked about my higher sold disc media, and that was one of them. So I've had 2 of those soundtracks that have sold right around the $80 range. In 3 years using Terapeak, I've had 2 of them. So I got one there, and another one I got at the Goodwill right around the corner. And they were very, very clean mint. Got an area called North Randall. There's another Habitat for Humanity down there. And that's where I got the Byron Birdsall watercolors that I have that are the artist proofs, the signed artist proofs. Byron Birdsall is a Alaskan watercolorist who passed away a handful of years ago. And I don't know, I might have in a video. Well, I have all 10 of them that I have left over listed for like $2,000. I already sold $3,000 worth of them. I bought 19, I want to say. I had already sold $3,000 worth. Watercolors that are 2 feet wide, 1.5 feet tall, half the size of this thing. And this is 42 by 30, I want to say. So they were big, just cumbersome to package, and no frame or anything. It's just the loose paper. But head down there. I don't get to that store often. They don't have a big rotation of media. Their disc media is small. The book section is small, and then right beside it, there's another place that's called Value World. Again, not a lot of good media there, so I maybe a couple times a year I'll get there, and then I'll just head straight north up to Mayfield, which is typically on my transportation run, but I did not go last time because I went to the Salvation Army. When the daylight hours are longer, it's not, I know I can get to 6 or 7 and still have daylight when I'm getting back at 8 o'clock at night. But in those longer daylight hours, I'm hitting 6, 7, 8 stores, and I'm coming back with those big 2 feet by 1.5 feet by 8 with 60, 80 items. And then I'll go out every other day, come back with a bunch and list that 40, 50, 60 items as much as I can. Just rotate out every other day when it's much nicer out. But like what you heard, like what you saw, thumb your thingy upward, subscribe, share. It's all free. Only takes a second. Helps everybody out. Appreciate it. Thank you.